And with that, Anton in Michigan, you're live with Eric and V. How are you doing?
Hey, good. How about you guys?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, doing well. The caffeine's starting to level out. I'm doing all right. I'm trying to keep a level head. I was getting grumpy for a while there the past couple episodes, but I'm trying to get back to the roots of what makes Talk Heathen what it is. What did you want to talk about today?
So, I was raised in a really conservative Christian and also Muslim household. My mother was Christian and my dad was Muslim, but my dad left me when I was 15 years old. But the indoctrination continued with my mother, and I always had questions and doubted it, the whole faith thing. At 12 years of age.
Okay.
So now I'm an agnostic, but I still have trouble coming to terms with the fact that there may be nothing after death.
Sure.
And
yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I please continue.
So both my mother and dad taught me that. So death is always going to be painful. Like during and after you're dead, you're always going to be feeling a lot of pain, and God is going to help you endure it.
Right.
And I believe that I don't believe in heaven or hell. I just don't think it makes sense, any of it. But still, I think about death a lot, and now being an agnostic, it's helped me a lot, accepting death. But I still have trouble accepting that the pain goes away like after you're dead. I know a lot of my friends who are atheists say that it's going to be the same as before you were born. Mm-hmm. And I get that, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first off, this is the root of why religions were, or at least myths about the afterlife were created, was exactly what you're feeling now. This is the oldest question. As soon as we realized and gained consciousness and we're like, oh, there are people that we love that are not here anymore. We can see them, but they're gone somehow. And then someday we are also going to be gone somehow. We need to rationalize this. So this question and this feeling that you're having right now is valid, and it's very ancient. And it's the reason that people hold so strongly to religion today. So first of all, I get it. And so does everybody else. So you're not alone in this fear. But also I would encourage you to do some research on just biology and how we sense pain and how pain is perceived in the brain and exactly what happens in your body when you feel pain. And then what happens when you're dead? Your brain is no longer active. You no longer have the capability to sense these things because pain is not external. Pain is internal. So you have something that happens to you, and it's your brain that says, hey, this is painful, you should stop doing it in order to help you survive. So pain, regardless of whether or not it would physically, scientifically make sense to continue to feel pain, it would be utterly useless because the only reason you feel pain biologically is to keep you alive. So if you're no longer alive, there's no reason your brain would even care anymore.
Right. And there are also people who have experienced trauma and cannot feel, parts of their body or are entirely unable to experience pain. It's a neurological thing.
Right.
I do just want to jump in. My inner skeptic is the alarm went off. It was kind of an all statement. A lot of people experience existential angst. I wouldn't say that is the reason as a reason.
That's fair.
And I absolutely agree. Existential angst is horrifying. And I'm with V. Kudos. We applaud you for for jumping in there, because it is a scary place. The good thing is you're not alone. This is a perfect time to plug the Discord. I was on the phone with them before the show, and we have an amazing group of people who love to talk about philosophy and life in general, or just gaming or hanging out with each other, whatever the case is. It is a growing community. So if you haven't been to our Discord, I know that it's going to be put in the live chat, and we'll try and pop links up in our social media. Definitely check out our Discord. I think it'd be a good place to interact and get other ideas that you can bounce off of people.
All right. My other question was, you just brought up that a person who doesn't feel pain anymore. How would that person know if he was dead or not? Like, I know that it's not necessary to feel pain to die, if that makes sense. But
I don't think you could know you're dead. But I get what you're saying. But we are the sum of our cognitive function. And there's a whole lot more to us than pain. There is a whole lot more to us than pain. There are some amazing studies of people, children, who are born without the ability to feel pain. So they have to live their entire life terrified of damaging their body because they don't know that they've done it. And so they've got to do body checks and make sure that they haven't cut themselves or broken a bone or something like that. And while that's rough, it's also
right.
a person who's experiencing and is finding their normal and trying to live the best life that they can with what they have.
I would also jump in real quick and suggest that maybe in your agnosticism, you have possibly overlooked a large part of what theology just implicitly states, which is that there is a part of you that is not physical. There is a part of you that lasts longer than your body does. So I would just suggest maybe looking into that a little bit more and seeing how your skepticism can be applied to that area. Because I think if I'm understanding you correctly, the base of your question is, there is something in me or of me that will exist after I am dead, and I will know that I'm dead, or I will be in pain after I'm dead, or there will be an I after I'm dead. And that's not supported by what we understand about the body and the mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's kind of, I don't think we have anything else to add. We hope this helps, though, and keep plugging away, man.
I'll definitely check those out.
Yeah, even after the rational goes away, the irrational takes years to get through, because you are talking about indoctrination. I mean, we were promised eternal cake and tummy rubs, and all of a sudden, when you're told you can't have it, even if you were never going to get it in the first place, you still feel this loss. And at least what we can say is, you have the opportunity to have the rest of your life to be able to achieve the things that you want to achieve, because you're not going to get another chance. And while that's empowering and scary and all of that, it's still an amazing existence, and it's amazing life, you know? So make the best of it that you can. Tell the people that you love them. And, you know, don't be afraid to go out and make the best of this time that you have.
Yeah. So I'm only 19 years old.
Oh my gosh, 19. Wow. All right, dude, you've got plenty of time.
Right. And, you know, my mother, like, she still asks me to, like, go to church and, you know, do religious stuff. And ironically, like, my mother said you would have a harder time accepting death and the afterlife if your faith wasn't strong. But I felt the complete opposite. I feel more accepting of death now that I know, you know, there's no hell, there's no heaven. And at first, you know, it was so hard for me to understand or accept that, you know, all these bad people who rape and murder other people go to heaven just by accepting Jesus. That was so ridiculous to me. And so many religious people molest children, and they also go to heaven. But someone who has been a good person in his entire life is going to go to hell simply because he does not accept Jesus as his savior.
Yeah. It's a carrot and stick that I think is an outdated model that we're learning.
Yeah.
We can do a whole lot better. But Anton, I think we're going to move on to the next call, brother. I really appreciate it, though. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.